Well, welcome to this gorgeous new community asset. And I'm going to tell you, it certainly doesn't disappoint me at all. So, Patricia, many thanks to you, your team, and all of those wonderful donors that made this happen. And we'll talk about that here in just a minute. And if I leave anything out, it's your responsibility to fill in the gaps and answer any difficult questions. That's just how I operate. Thank you also to Councilmember Janet Miller for joining us today. I didn't know she was such an artsy person.
Thanks for not saying the second half of that phrase.
Thank you. But this is truly a community gem that we are very, very proud of. This Saturday will be the mayor's dedication and grand opening for this stunning new asset. The grand opening event starts at noon and goes to 10 p.m. And I will have an opportunity to have a very special dedication at 12:45. So thank you for accommodating my schedule also, Patricia. It absolutely is gorgeous. Here's what this community is going to love. It is all paid for with private donations. I say all the time that we have a generous community. This shows just how generous we can be at times. It is just a wonderful transformation of 8 acres into a beautiful oasis right in the center of our city. Adding to the gym we already have is the Art Museum itself. This new art garden provides kind of a roofless museum. It's a sculpture garden with walking paths encircling the building. There are spaces for play and spaces for peaceful contemplation. I may have to come over here multiple times a day. At Saturday's grand opening and every day after, we invite everyone to come and stroll through this beautiful new space. Stop and contemplate. Throw a frisbee. Enjoy public space where art meets nature. Art Garden provides a setting for urban leisure and enhances the quality of life for the entire Wichita community. We invite everyone to visit and come back often. Admission to the Art Garden, even council members can afford. It's free. Free, open, wonderful public space. Accessible on foot, bicycle, from several different passages around the garden, including Pine Street, Stackman Drive, and Museum Boulevard. The $3.5 million project that I mentioned was free, including design and construction and maintenance, was 100% privately funded through the generosity of museum patrons and the community. And on behalf of the residents of Wichita, again, we thank you, thank your donors, thank this wonderful community. Among the many who contributed their design and production expertise to bring this new art garden to fruition are 2 key City of Wichita employees, Larry Hootmer in Park and Recreation and Rick Stubbs in Public Works. And I don't see either one of them here today, but kudos to both of those folks. Thank you, Larry and Rick. What a wonderful and lasting legacy to our quality of life in Wichita. The Wichita Art Museum is an important public-private partnership with a mission to enrich lives and build a better community. A world-class art collection and a fabulous programming connect with people who call Wichita home and make our city a great place to live. When I talk about quality of life for Wichita, for our citizens, for our travelers, for our visitors, these are the kind of quality of life amenities that I think will put Wichita on the map, that makes a difference in people's lives. With a nationally distinguished collection and Edward Larrabee Barnes designed facility and a growing audience of all ages, the museum is public-private, owned by the City of Wichita, and managed very well by the Wichita Art Museum. Its 80-year history, the museum has built galleries showcasing a premier collection of American art, diverse special exhibitions, a variety of public programs for all ages, and now this beautiful garden. When we are finished with this morning, we invite the media to take a very special media tour. You can go inside the museum and see the outstanding art on view. And one last thing to remember, admission to the museum is free this Saturday and every Saturday, so we hope that you enjoy it. Along with the announcement of this beautiful new community asset, I want to talk a little bit about my travels to our sister cities that I just returned from. We took a delegation of some council members and some educators and visited two of our sister cities, one in Tlalnepantla and one in Cancun, and we had a really good exchange of ideas. We are going to continue to focus on business, education, and culture. One of the things that we continue to share is that we would like to have, by 2018, 50,000 Americans studying in Mexico and 100,000 Mexicans studying in the United States. And so there are a number of exchange programs that we're going to continue to foster, including potentially some in high school. Tlalnepantla was very interesting because we have a terrific opportunity. They have a mayor that has tremendous vision and wants to move their city, and they are a manufacturing city. They want to move their city into more focus with aerospace, and they recognize that Wichita is the air capital, and they also would like an opportunity to sit down with our folks here, including NIAR, the National Institute for Aviation Research, because they have already understood that NIAR has worldwide reach, and they want to figure out how to team with them, along with opportunities to team with our new innovation campus out at Wichita State. So the word is getting out that Wichita is the place to team with when you want to promote aviation. Cancun also very similarly had some unique business aspects to it. We took a very interesting tour of all things, their landfill, and I will tell you, they are light years ahead of us when they handle their landfill in Cancun, Mexico. And here's just one little tiny example of it. In landfills, you have what you call cells, where you just simply fill them up with trash and cover them up. They had one cell that they installed that was totally filled in 2 years. They have 5 cells total on this new site. They've put in a world-class recycling center where they handle all of the recycling in a fairly sophisticated manner, and the same cell that filled up in 2 years, they're now expecting a 15-year lifespan. So by putting in this new $25 million investment in their landfill, they're going to gain over 50 years of additional landfill space in that one area by the recycling that they do. If we could gain 50 years in our landfill site, I can tell you this: it would take away some of those hateful emails I get when people figure out that we need more landfills and they don't want to put them in their backyard. Janet. But it was an interesting meeting. We had some great opportunities to collaborate with our friends in our sister city. We had an opportunity to tour. Cancun named one of their elementary schools Wichita Elementary. And so obviously they love anything with Wichita on it, and our Wichita State University generously donated a number of items, including the Wichita State Play Angry bracelets, some Wichita State pens, pencils, magnets, Woo Shocks, and I can tell you we have a whole lot of new future Shocker fans living in our new sister cities down there, and they went crazy for that. So just a brief update. We'll provide some more information. We expect to have a delegation come to Wichita soon next year that we want to sit down with and promote some of those business opportunities and some of the other ideas and collaboration that include cultural exchange, because they are hungry to experience more culture, and they are very interested in what we're doing culturally in Wichita, Kansas, and that's kind of exciting. Cancun's a city of about 1 million people, just under, and they don't have anything like we have culturally, not even close. They don't have an opera. They really don't have a first-rate symphony, but they would like to. They would like to see what we're doing and are asking, can we help them start some of those programs? And I think those are the kind of cultural exchanges that excite me also. So at that point in time, I will ask my friend Patricia if I missed anything, if you would like to come up and add, because you're the person that helped make all of this happen. So let me introduce Patricia, and then we will open it up to questions at that point. Patricia?
Well, I want to start by acknowledging my thanks to Mayor Longwell and Councilwoman Janet Miller, their support of the Art Museum, but their support of the arts overall in Wichita is really tremendous. You see them at half the different events around town, so thank you so much. 8 acres, 11 outdoor sculptures, 2 new commissions for public works on our grounds, 107 new trees. That was one that really got me. 20,000 some kind of plant in the ground. Really impressive. And I can't tell you how many tons of dirt it took as we were developing this site, they talked about berms. The so-called berm that's outside my office is actually a small hill. It has that kind of presence. And it's a breathtaking environment that there's no gate, there's no schedule, there's no charge. It's here at any time for the public 24/7. And I've come to see that it is a gift from the community to the community. We're standing in the Paula and Barry Downing Amphitheater. She, with Keith and Marty Walker, are our lead donors to the project, but it is 250 plus individual community members who have contributed their dollars. I mean, some of those contributions are $20, and that too is vital support. It just shows to me the importance of a project like this to all sorts of different kinds of people across the landscape. I want to acknowledge that the design for the garden has been done by Confluence, a landscape architecture firm that's based in the Midwest. They have offices in Kansas City, Des Moines, and Minneapolis, and we've been working with the Kansas City office. And it has been built by the terrific team at Simpson Construction. So those are just a few of the details for the garden. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. Well, that is about as much information as we can share today. Thank you for coming. And at this point, we would open it up to see if you have any questions. Ted, anything you want to know?
Yeah, how long has this project been in the making? When did you start?
That's a great question. Patricia.
3 years overall, although construction started in January.
So, well, thank you again all for coming. If you have a moment, please take the special tour that they have arranged for you. And if you get an opportunity, we would love for you to join us Saturday when we have the special dedication. Thank you all.